And welcome to all my DFSers that are joining in today. As you can tell, today we are starting off the video here at the DFS main store, and that is because we are going to go over how to use the lunch boxes. We keep hearing about it in chat and hearing people talk about how they like to use it, things like that. So we are going to start, well, go over those. All right, so now, as you can tell, we're right here at the front of the DFS main store. Now, to get to the lunch boxes, you want to go right on in, and this is at least where they are now. Go over, and immediately to your right, you're going to see these gotchas and gifts. This is where you will find the lunch boxes. You have the Critter Pals, the Back to School, and then the Out to Lunch gotcha. Now, these two lunch boxes here, that's all they are. They are just regular lunch boxes. You res them out, you can click on them and eat that way. Now, this out to lunch one, if you get the farmer one, which is a backpack, you have the mini bag right here, and then the wine, you can wear those. You want to right click and add them so they don't mess up anything else you're already wearing, but those you can wear. So you will have to play these or find a farmer who may have stocked up on a whole bunch of them and is reselling them. So those are the options that you have. Me personally, I just come here and I play on the gotchas. So you will want to right click and pay. Now remember, these are gotchas, so it is going to be random as to what you get. But it is 50 Ls for all three of these for one try. Now let's go ahead and head back to my kitchen where I already have a box out. Just a mess here in my kitchen. I haven't straightened. These are from the back to school one, so they're just the regular lunch boxes. Now, as you see, this one has a little bit of EP. I actually loaded a plain cake into it. And then we have one that has no uses. This one for the plain cake, we are going to show you what it's like when we finish a box and also what happens when we use it. So we'll come back to the one that has a little bit of EP in it in just a few minutes. Now we're going to look at this panda one here. This is a pandemonium lunchbox. Sorry, getting a good angle here. Now, one thing to remember with the lunchbox is not everything can be put into a lunchbox. It's all about the script. So if you want to right click on a food item, go to edit, and then you want to go to contents. You want to look at the script here. If you take a look, this is a plain cake. This is actually one of our older ones. This plain cake is the script 1.15. That is one version too old. So this plain cake will not go into the lunchbox. I do have it set out here so you can see what happens when it can't go into the lunchbox. Now over here I have the brand new carrot cakes, which the scripts have been updated. And you notice it has the version 1.21 scripts. Now with the lunchbox, any food item that is script 1.16, it's important to remember which script. So 1.16 can be loaded into the lunchbox. So what we're going to do now, if you take a look, I have a whole bunch resed out. All we do to load up food, this is super easy. You click on the lunchbox, you get this blue menu that we're so used to with anything with DFS. You have the option for uses right here. This will add uses. I'll show you that once we get some food loaded in. You can take away uses. You can load food. There's finish and then close. Close just closes the menu. Finish, we do not use this until we are done fully loading our lunchbox. For now, we're going to click on the button that says load food. Now let me bring up my local chat here for you guys. Let's go on down. So keep an eye here. If you take a look, all these carrot cakes they used at the top, and it says right here a whole bunch of times, it says DFS carrot cake sending EP to DFS pandemonium lunchbox. Now if we take a look, it had no EP, still had 5 uses, and it had 0 EP per use. We now have 1800 EP, still at 5 uses, but that's 3600 EP per use. If you take a look, this plain cake is still here. So if we were to click on it again and load food, bring up my local chat here, you see it right here, it says timed out. That's from the last one when we put in all the carrot cakes. It just times out. It doesn't let you know that it's incompatible or anything. It just will not load it up. So you still see the cake here, and it didn't add anything. So I have a few more carrot cakes that we're going to put on into the box. So let's get these rezzed out. And all you do is just res them on down. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or anything like that. You can even put them in an auto reser. I don't suggest putting them in an auto reser when loading up a lunchbox. I suggest just resing them all down. You again click, choose load food, and the lunchbox gobbles up all of these cakes, as you can tell right here. There's all the chat. We are now up to 2700 EP. Have you noticed 5 uses and 540 EP? Now, what happens when you add a use is it's currently at 5 uses. If you take a look, we're going to use the uses plus plus button. When we click on it, it says up here uses updated to 6. You see right here on the hover text, it now says 6 uses, but the EP went down per use, so we only get 450. As you increase the uses, the EP per use decreases because the whole entire EP, so that 2700 EP is spread out with all of those uses. Now let's come on over to this other box over here. Now, as you see, it says there's a total of 40 EP. Right now, it's on 4 uses, and it's 10 EP per use. We are going to remove uses. I only want 1 use on this. So we use the uses minus minus button. If you notice, it dropped it down to 3 uses, 13 EP each. Let's do that one more time. It's now at 20 per use. And then we're going to go, it only has 1 use with 40 EP. Now, do not do this normally with this little bit of EP. Since you have to spend 50 Ls on the box, it's kind of a waste. So we want to make sure that the box is fully stocked. I suggest at the very least at about 5,000 EP. And you also want to take care that, let me close this for now, that the EP that you currently have, like for me, if you take a look down here, I have a total of 543 EP that I can hold. That's my maximum amount of EP. So when I look at the EP per use, I will make sure it is less than or equal to the total EP that I can eat. Because anything more than that is again a waste. A lot of times I'll just put it to, an even number, 100, 200, something like that, so that way even if it's not just me using it, if my daughter uses it or one of my farm hands, I know that it's not going over what their HUD can hold. So keep that in mind when filling up your lunchbox. Now, once you have the EP amount that you want, say you're doing 5,000, you got 5,000 EP in there, you have 50 uses, so it's 100 EP per bite, you click on it again and you choose finish. Finish, if you take a look, it takes away that hover text. So that's all gone. When there's no hover text, that means it is finished. It is done. It is ready to eat. So now what we do is we click on it. If you notice, the menu changes. It tells you the total EP you have, how many uses you have left, and how much EP. Now, being able to fill it to however much EP you want and being able to set it to how much EP per bite you get is amazing. Now, the sucky thing is it will disappear once we click on eat on its last use. That, is usually kind of bums a lot of people out. But if you take a look, you have to have a give and a take with everything. So that's the downside to it. So if you click on eat, if you notice down here, for this one it says, the Lost World Lunchbox, I might need seconds. Wow, time to kiss the cook. And it will let you know what your current EP is at. But if you notice, it did disappear. So, like I said, that's kind of one of the sad things you got going on. Now, a few other tricks you have with the lunchbox is you can res it out like it is now, or let's go ahead and take this one into the inventory. If you don't like having a lot of things resed out, if you prefer to wear them like me, I prefer to wear everything. These ones, they're not meant to be worn, but you still can. I always suggest you want to attach to HUD. So you want to, in your inventory, right click, you'll get this list of things here. Go to attach to HUD, and for me, I only have 2 spots left. So I'm going to go to the center. If you notice, it is now right here smack dab in front of our face. So we can click edit, move it over to the side, down below, or anything like that. And normally, I'm not going to finish this yet because this doesn't have enough EP to make me happy to finish it. But normally, if it is finished, you won't see this hover text up here, and you would just click on it and eat like you normally would if it was sitting on the ground. So that's a nifty little trick for anybody who doesn't want to have to res it, or if you're the type of person who is very prim conscious and has utilized every single prim of yours, so you can't afford to res that out. That's another option there as well. Now, other than that, I think that does conclude the tutorial on the lunch boxes. If you have any other questions once the video is uploaded, feel free to comment on the video. Feel free to like it, even subscribe to it, because I am always doing videos. I'm trying to do 2 a week, and you never know which videos I'm going to do. So feel free for both of those. If not, I will hopefully see you guys with the next video.